This is a test video using the new GoPro Hero5 camera right out of the box. No qualifications needed, no experience necessary. This is Epidaurus, Epidaurus in Greek, an ancient city that had taken part in the Trojan War as well as the Persian Wars, contributing 10 ships to the Greek battle fleet at Salamis. Herodotus considered Argos the most ancient city of Greece, and this area, named the Argolid after Argos, is filled with ancient cities and their ruins. Epidaurus was built by the seaside. It was surrounded by walls and was associated with a sanctuary dedicated to Asclepius, a son of Apollo, who achieved status as a god of medicine. He had a daughter named Hygeia, and according to local tradition, he was born on a nearby hill where a temple and spa had been built and dedicated to him. Here are part of the modern city, a view of the harbor, and here is the harbor from the distance. And here are parts of a Roman wall built on top of the older walls who have sunk into the ground. Indeed, part of the city is today under sea level. Here is a piece on the right of the excavated ancient pre-Roman walls. They were built of slabs of stone. And here is a small amphitheater within the ancient city. This is a test, very ad hoc. Maybe there will be a next time, and hopefully next time will be a lot better than this. Before we venture into the city's past, here is its very charming present. Cute houses, a cute street. A cute street cat. We only see them in Greece. They don't like other countries. A relic of a motor tricycle and some words of modern wisdom. Man, learn first to love. Peace and happiness bring good health. You pay today for yesterday's mistakes. So, let us now delve into the past, starting with the oldest monuments that survive, Tholos graves from the Mycenaean period, the period after the Trojan War. These were usually made for royalty. 5 of them still survive on a hillside surrounded by houses and villas. They were looted in ancient times, possibly when the Mycenaean civilization collapsed. They consisted by a corridor leading into a chamber dug into the rock and closed by a heavy gate. Only the bare essentials of these structures have survived the passage of time. There seems to be a rightward progression in craftsmanship that may reflect a historical sequence. They are probably some 35 centuries old, but someone else surely knows better. Okay, so this is GoPro Hero5. We're off to an on-the-fly visit to the ancient sanctuary of Asclepius and the majestic ancient theater of Epidaurus. Starting with my muse and 2 happy puppies outside the ancient site.
Σένα σε λατρεύω. Έλα λίγο γρήγορα.
So these are the birth pains of my trying out the camera. So you'll have to bear with me as I am working my way through the ruins into the magnificent ancient theater that became the standard and a model for many others in ancient times, and this particular theater is still in use today. There are plays here in modern Greek in the summer. I should say there are plays of ancient plays in modern Greek by modern Greek actors. So this was the back of the scene, what has survived from it. Here is the wonderful theater. People are trying out the acoustics. And I am taking photographs just for good measure in case GoPro didn't capture everything. I have the Hero5 camera fixed onto my head, so you get the idea of what's going on. So more views of that wonderful theater. And I'm climbing up the stairs to the top of the theater to get a panoramic view. We're almost there, bear with me. Here the steps are broken up. This was presumably for the simpler people, so they had broken up stairs up here. The stairs down for the wealthier folk, down near the bottom were higher quality. So we're at the top. So here's the wonderful theater from above. Truly a masterpiece. It looks like it has been made on a millimetric paper, but it was made by hand. And here's a view from the top. You can hear every little thing that goes on. So now off to a museum for a brief visit. It has only 2 rooms, the one at the front dedicated to the temple of Asclepius and the one at the back dedicated to the Thymele or Tholos, a rotunda surrounded by pillars, possibly dedicated to the goddess Hera, where these fragments here come from. Here you see a plan of the rotunda. The best preserved pieces, one shown here, for example, is a piece from the roof, and next to it you will see also in a minute a Corinthian columned Capitol. Both of them had been buried in the ground by the temple. Here is that Capitol. They had been buried in the ground by the temple in ancient times. So the craftsmanship is wonderful. Here is a human size next to it. This was a piece from the ceiling, and they had been buried in the ground either to be used in case of repairs being needed or because perhaps they were the original models. And so here is a statue also of a nymph or minor deity on a horse. Here's a statue of an Amazon, what remains of it. They were associated with this temple, this rotunda. And here is a statue of Hygeia, the daughter of Asclepius. These pieces were from the shrine to Asclepius himself, from the temple to Asclepius. These 2 statuettes are of goddess Athena. Next to them are 2 statuettes of Hygeia or maybe Nike. And on the left, On the very left, here are 4 statuettes of Asclepius, among other statue fragments. So Asclepius young on the left and older on the right. And here are more statue fragments, armless and headless. As it so often happens, this is the fate of ancient statues. And here is a wonderfully preserved, larger than human statue of Asclepius. The site of the sanctuary had several temples as well as a stadium. And here is the abaton of the shrine, the place where the god healed the sick after a ritual. So the abaton is here on the left. This was the actual room where the healing took place. It has been reconstructed. Quite amazing. And this staircase led to and from the abaton. There's a colonnade on the left that was associated with a sacred site. On the right here is what remains of the tholos or thymele. And continue with my growing pains of Hero5. We are now walking through the rest of the sites. There's only foundations of different buildings surviving that would have been associated with the ancient sanctuary, possibly places where the priests lived, or the healers and doctors, also places where the patients were housed. There was in fact a hospital, a place for the patients to find quarter. And on the front here is ruined temple, what remains of another ruined temple. At least this part is standing upright. And here it is, and that was the visit to Epidaurus. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.